Hungries, it's Emote Threescoopes and welcome back to Hottake VTuber Space! How do you guys like how my personal phraser is looking? Anyway, is it just me or does it seem like nobody can really have an opinion anymore in the VTuber community? Wait, what am I talking about? That's how it's always been. You have a completely different yet innocent take from somebody else, and then suddenly you are evils incarnate! It's very typical of people to act very snowflakey, but at the same time, context, my dear Hungries, is everything. Now before I dive into tonight's VTubing Space topic, as always, I would like to remind watchers to not go out of their way to harass anybody being talked about in the video. Let's be mature about this, okay? So with all I said earlier in mind, what do you guys think about this tweet that went viral in the VTuber space lately? A VTuber who goes by Kitsunedo VT made this tweet. Hottake, making it into the VTuber Creator Club is not an accomplishment. Twitch staff have literally said anyone being a VTuber can join, plus being an affiliate, and 18+. I love celebrating people's accomplishments, but this one is literally just joining a club. Can we celebrate actual accomplishments? And with this alone, you could probably guess how a lot of people reacted to it. Here's a perfect example of it. May God. I think they meant my God. You sound like a shitty person. You are either jealous or just a horrid person that you just cannot be happy for others. Can we let people be happy? There is zero reason for you to be trying to shit on people for this, and why do you even care? And her response, I'm not trying to shit on people. I am trying to not blow smoke up people's ass. Okay, this is just a perfect example of why people cannot have opinions anywhere. The initial tweet might not have been worded as nicely and gently as possible, but then again, no matter how nicely and gently people would post their opinions on websites like Twitter, people are still going to act very aggressive no matter what, because that's how unhinged people are on the internet. I'm pretty sure she wasn't even trying to be rude with her initial tweet, but when you respond like this, I've met a lot of straightforward people before. Heck, I even have a lot of very straightforward people in my family, and they tend to just speak their minds without realizing how rude they sound. Like I said, context is everything when people cannot hear you speak. So posting a very straightforward response like that to a comment that's already being very hostile, either you're tone deaf or you don't care if you get into a fight. But as I said, her initial tweet wasn't even that bad. It's just a hot take, and you could just choose to ignore it. Not everyone is going to agree with them. It's not surprising to me that a lot of people are taking it the wrong way. I personally don't know this VTuber, so I can't speak on their behalf, but I will say this, and I speak from coming from a very expectant Asian family. Sometimes people will have different opinions and views on what's considered an accomplishment. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You can't please everybody. As I've said countless times before, you can't please everybody. And honestly, you shouldn't be concerned too much about that. This one is even worse. People like this are what is wrong with the VTubing community. An actual high school bully. High school bully? That's taking it way out of proportion, don't you think? They should be removed from the Creator Club since they don't see it worth anything, and their spot should be given to someone who is able to feel appreciation and have fun. I get their wording wasn't the best, but it wasn't like they were targeting someone specifically. If they were harassing or targeting someone specifically, or even posting comments like that into somebody's comment feed, then I would qualify that as bullying. Soon enough, she did acknowledge that her wording wasn't exactly the best. Kitsu said, I will say this, I could have worded it less harsh. And the last line was unnecessary. I was not trying to say you cannot be happy about joining the club. I was trying to say it doesn't take effort to get into it. My point was and is that applying to the club in itself is not an accomplishment because all it takes is press the apply button. For it to be an accomplishment, you need to have put some work into it and successfully completed a task. Every VTuber who is 18+ and affiliate, which is an achievement, yes, or partner will be accepted. This was stated on the QA yesterday by Twitch staff. The reason some people weren't accepted yet is because there was a huge amount of VTubers applying, which by the way, I am guilty myself. I applied a few days ago. And there is only so many people working as staff accepting and verifying people. Okay, understandable. Yeah, she's not wrong. I personally don't disagree with it. It was definitely worded better compared to her last tweet, but let's see how the replies are. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was trying to say it doesn't take effort to get into it. You have a f***ing Gamer Subs partnership. Literally anyone can get those. Don't act like that's an accomplishment either. Okay, go get one then. Aye, these responses. What do you think, my Hungries? Do you think she qualifies as a bully? Or she's just too straightforward and she needs to talk just a little nicer? You know, I don't think that's going to kill anybody. At least in my personal opinion, I didn't find anything wrong with her initial tweet. People were acting way too hostile over a hot take. And That's how it usually goes for most opinions that are given. Your opinion doesn't line up with mine, I'm giving you the boot. Shut up, your opinion doesn't matter. I am butthurt by it. You need to shut up. Besides that, I think there's one thing that can be universally agreed upon. That AIs have no business in the art industry. Which, out of all the crazy things you have done before the end of this year, cat in the chat. It's so adorable too, but it was made from AI. I wonder what happened to the community note. Huh, did they force them to remove it? Who knows? Oh, you've got two of my favorite VTubers making comments on this. Beyond the AI usage, how hard is it to put a Santa hat on a kitten? Sometimes I really wonder what's wrong with you guys. Holy moly. I mean, seriously. It's not going to cost them a lot of money to commission an artist for a super adorable emote like this one. Heck, why not just crop out a cat's head and then put on a Santa hat on it? Why do you have to rely on AI of all things? You know, before I even learned what AI was when it came to art, I remember somebody showed me a bunch of AR-generated art of my former face self, and I was impressed by it. But now that I know what it actually does, no thank you. As an artist myself, no thank you. Meanwhile, you have multiple artists just drawing their own version of this emote. Say no to AI. They even made dog versions of the emotes. Anyway, this is where I'm ending the video. This is Miella Threescoopes. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Licky lick. Bye-bye!